watching footy fantasy. Idris said the thing will meet your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. It's footy fantasy.
I just find it very, very funny, though, very ironic that this seems to be a running trend with Arsenal for a long time. And I'm not trying to raise up ghosts, but why not? I mean, it's always happy to laugh at Arsenal, but it's always good to laugh at Arsenal. But when the chance presents itself to when other teams have a down year and Arsenal are having a good year, they're not good enough. Leicester, remember Spurs and Arsenal should have won that title. They were the ones that should have taken it. They let Leicester do it. Arsenal were very good last year, but Man City were just too good. And this year, every other person is down, and Arsenal is supposed to step up. And then Liverpool, which, with all due respect, were coming into this season not the team anyone was expecting to be the pace sitters, and now sitting comfortably at the top, and Arsenal are now chasing there. It's like Arsenal likes to be the bridesmaid. Let's put it like that.
I mean, if are we trolling or are we having a reasonable debate?
No, but this is a reasonable question. I mean, there's some trolling inside it. But
yeah, I know there's some trolling inside. Okay, but let's have a reasonable. I mean, we can always troll, and you know I love trolling, right? So I won't back away from trolling. But what I'll say is this: as an Arsenal fan, I am not the one to be. I was Arteta out before everyone. Let's just establish that. Like when we were 15th, I was like, this guy needs to go because I know the team is better, and that's the argument that kept making to everybody. I'm like, these players are way better than 15th, so stop making excuses. That's the players. Okay, cool. And I make the same argument today. I will say the squad is still very, very good. However, it lacks obvious additions. And the squad's age and profile is still very, very good. These guys are 23, 24, 25, 19. So I look at it as people say, oh, this is Arsenal's best chance of winning. It's a lie. This season is not our best chance of winning. Not with Saka injured. Not with Jesus is injured for the whole season, right? Not with Ben White has had surgery. Odegaard was missing for 8 weeks when people were saying Arsenal can't score a goal other than corners. Well, our most creative player was injured. Merino was signed, broke his collarbone the first week. Is just getting up to speed, and I think it's fine, but whatever. But the point is, everyone will look at Arsenal squad. You guys can look at Arsenal squad, and you can already see what's missing to compete. And what's missing is the front three, right? And Arteta has only bought one attacker in his whole time, one striker. That was Gabriel Jesus. Everybody else person he's bought has been a midfielder or back. And I think other than Trossard, I think Trossard is the other signing, right? But in terms of real investment, it's less than 50 million. Trossard was what, 17 or so? Jesus was 35, right? He's built the team from the back. So everybody knows Arsenal needs a striker. Arsenal needs a left winger. Arsenal needs a right winger to help Saka out. Till you get those pieces in, why is everyone saying this is the best chance for Arsenal to win when the squad is not complete? The squad is clearly not complete. I see it. You guys have your own, you guys watch your own teams, you know your teams very well. I know the squad is not complete, and it's like, okay, let the squad be complete. Then you can say, you've given your coach the best chance to win the league. City lost Alvarez, right? And you can see how they're struggling. Only Haaland, and they wrap him up. And then Rodri's out. So for me, football is never linear. The same Liverpool team that finishes 90-something points and didn't win it that year, City went nuclear. Got like 78 points the next season. The same players. But you can't panic and say, oh, let's go sell all those players and rebuild everything or fire the manager. I'm like, be reasonable. The club made a mistake. My last point. This is why I would say maybe we want to talk about Arsenal fans calling for Arteta out, whatever. Some people can call for it, and I get why they feel that way. I understand the frustration because it was clear, at least for 2 seasons, that we need to strengthen the attack. And for whatever reason, this summer, the club did not do it. They went for resiliency. They got Calafiori because if Gabriel Saliba gets injured, we were exposed, like we found out 2 seasons ago. Then they went for Merino because I'm not saying these are the official reasons. My rationale is we didn't know Partey would play this well, right? And Partey played so few minutes last season, always injured. So they went for Merino as a longer term replacement. And last minute, they loaned Sterling, which was a dud, completely unnecessary. So all Arsenal fans went this season disappointed that we didn't sign an attacker. There's no Arsenal fan that went to the season thinking this is the year we overtake City, because we looked at the squad and we're like, nah, it's not ready yet. So this is Arsenal are where they're supposed to be. And other than today, I think we're the same points we were at last season.
And many of us who watch Chelsea week in, week out can actually see the problem. Because initially people were calling us Palmer FC, right? If Cole Palmer doesn't score, what's our situation? You feel me? And for us, there was so many, for me, watching Chelsea, there were so many mistakes that were made that like, I've seen this before. This happened on the Lampard. We've seen this before when Porter came. It was just for me reinforcing the fact that like there's a lot of naivety going on right now that we're not even there. We stumbled our way to second, 5 straight wins for the first time in a very long time. Now we have gone 5 straight games, no wins. Do you get? And I'm not surprised about it. It's annoying, it's frustrating, but I've seen the way they get rid of players. And you're talking about 40 players. No, the guy was working 25 players. I remember the first press conference. He kept coming and said, "You guys say we have 40 players. I'm only working 25."
No, he was working with 25, but he had 40. He had sideline.
Yeah, so whatever. Yeah, he shows up to work.
Which manager?
He shows up to work. Yeah, he shows up to work and he sees 25. So whatever the company structure they are doing. It's like when HR is like, "Oh, let me talk to you for a second." You definitely know you're not going back to your floor. They put you somewhere.
So all those other players are in the main room now. They're working from the basement.
You know what I mean? So he doesn't see them. So he doesn't have that. I don't believe he has that toxicity. Though he admits that he also participates in having to treat Sterling, Chalobah, Chilwell, and those guys are utmost professionals. And that's where I'm like, okay, if I look at Chelsea at how much we spent, how our owners recruit, right? I'm like, I get it. You buy this new thing, but does it fit? But what's your goal for this? But we'll loan him out. Okay, no problem. Enzo Fernandez, my issue was we're not using him properly. There's something odd with the way we are using this guy because he's a baller, right?
Is he?
When he play, he's a baller. When we play open team,
I think he's one World Cup of hype.
Could
not
be.
a lot of data behind that.
Could be, but I've also seen how he's used.
Sorry.
I've also seen how he's used with enforcers around him, which allows him
the enforcer. Which enforcer? That's the job. It's a six.
Wait, that guy.
Wait. Hold on.
What's his position there?
Let me tell you why I agree with. Let me tell you why I agree with Tobi. Hold on.
So he needs enforcer beside him.
Is he a great passer? Is he a great controller of the midfield? That what exactly?
So that's the problem.
Just so that he can throw long balls.
That's it.
And take shots.
Perlo from behind.
It's not a Perlo.
Literally.
That's you guys. It's more like a poor man's Jude Bellingham without the goals.
Oh my God!
And he's not suited for the EPL.
Chelsea's best format. No.
When that guy,
he's not.
You can see immediately Lavia and Casido were in the midfield.
Everything
as a matter of fact, your problem started when Lavia went out injured.
Yeah,
he won a couple of games. Right. He won a couple of games after he went out injured. Then you started going down because your midfield is solid when those two are there. And Fernandez is part of your problem, and his price tag is part of the problem because it's hanging around his head.
Let me throw small. Enzo is just the white version of Mainu.
Oh my God! I thought
he can't be a 6 by himself. Impossible.
He can't be.
Not physically able.
But
not physically able. Can't cover.
That is a fact. That's not even true.
That's the last one.
That's a fact.
Don't mention my son.
It's not even trolling at this point because
he can't handle it. He's not physical.
And
Manu's a kid, so Manu can still do it.
Manu's a kid. Manu might actually reach.
But this guy is a grown-ass man.
And I'm not even trying to throw. I'm not trying to throw Enzo under the bus, right? The player. But that brings me to the coach. Like these are things that everybody can see. Why are you playing him in this way? Why are you playing him this way with this?
Because the other option I think is Jorginho.
No, Jorginho
is with Arsenal.
God
Oh,
forbid.
don't you know what's his name? Oh, what's the name of the other midfielder? There's another midfielder you have.
We have
There are so
Lav-
many.
No, apart from Lavia, there's the other guy.
Casadei, some kid. Or
If I remember
Santos.
the name, I'll
Santos.
Santos. I believe it might be Santos.
See,
That
that's
kid
how
is
when you
in-
have 40 players,
that-
you forget their names.
You forgot-
No, that kid.
The player at Chelsea.
Santos is in. So here's the thing: we have players doing very well on loan, right? So people are asking the question. We can substitute. We can do this. We can do that. My issue here is let us use Chaluba.
Yeah, is that Casadei? Is it
Casadei?
Casadei?
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful player, by the way. But then again, the price tag might be the issue why Enzo isn't playing him. And Casadei played for him in the championship. So there's so many things about what our coach is doing now that you can just see the naivety with the situation, and you're just like, but you have the ingredients, guy. Why are you thinking it this way? And I don't want to bash that guy. That guy was not supposed to be a back. That guy is just
another.
Omari,
Now the other thing that happened too. You know when he came, he brought.
Where are all these players?
No,
Kani
when I
Kani's on
said
his way out.
Noni Madueke, it was Kani Chukwuemeka I wanted to mention.
Kani, yeah.
One of the goals
Kani's on his way out. So
he's one of the
Why is he on
outcasts.
his way out? Use him now.
No, they've
but then
cut him
again,
out.
the
He's in the
company-
basement now.
Yeah, they forced him out. The company has decided that Kani has to leave, and the guy said Kani is leaving. So there's so many things happening at Chelsea that, like, if you're not following day in, day out, you'll be like, oh no, they have quality players, but we don't have a balanced team.